My next guest is the acclaimed soprano Helen Hancock. Helen's coming to Clare later this month for a performance at St Columba's Church in Ennis. She'll be accompanied by the Triskel Ensemble for an evening of popular music, classical music and opera, musical theatre numbers, Irish music and songs. The concert set to take place on Saturday the 25th of April. Helen Hancock, very good morning to you.
Good morning to you, and thanks for having me on.
No, thanks very much for getting into us, particularly as, like everybody else, you deal with the fuel protests. So you made it here anyway.
I made it here about 10 seconds ago.
10 seconds ago. Oh, well, you know what? You don't sound out of breath at all, so fair play to you.
Up the road.
Sure, look, every bit towards your 10,000 steps a day has to be a good thing. You're coming back. Unfortunately, last time we were with us, the concert at St Columba's didn't happen, but you're back. And this time, it's with the Triskel Ensemble. You must be very much looking forward to this performance, because it is a beautiful venue, St Columba's Church.
It's a gorgeous venue, and I know they really, really want to make it a venue that's used very frequently for concerts. So I'm delighted to be coming back, and this one is guaranteed to grab the audience's attention, because it's like every concert I've done with this Triskel Ensemble since I founded it last year has been full houses and standing ovations. It's super friendly. We're cracking jokes amongst ourselves, and there's a bit of audience sing along in Edelweiss, and they always do sing along. Between musical theatre and the tango from Scent of a Woman and the theme from E.T., like it shows the versatility of a string quartet and what you can do with them. And it's a mixed bag, and there's just literally something for everybody in this programme.
Yeah, and you actually used the phrase I was going to use, which is mixed bag, but not mixed bag in terms of quality, just in terms of variety music. I mean, you really are performing lots of different kind of stuff. It's not just classical. It'll be, as you say, movie themes that people know and love. So there's something there for everybody. Yeah,
and I've actually, one of the big costs I had when I set this group up in the first place was to get the music arranged, and I've invested in some really, really good arrangements of music. Like, for example, the E.T. theme. We went online to try and buy one, and there was loads of easy themes for like baby orchestras, but there was none. So we got Paper Medina, a friend of Jose's, our violin one from Venezuela also, who arranges all the popular music for the Simon Bolivar Orchestra in Venezuela, where Jose came from. And he sent us these. They're very difficult arrangements, but they're really sophisticated. And that E.T. theme in particular is like, it makes a string quartet sound like a symphony orchestra. Like, these are really sophisticated arrangements, so they sound absolutely brilliant. But also it's stuff that people knows and loves and will recognise.
Yeah, tell us a little bit more about the Triskel Ensemble. Who are they, and what kind of pedigree do they have?
So I have 3 children, and they all learn their music in Cool Music and Arts, and indeed I taught there for many years as well. That's in Gort, just up the road in South Galway. And Jose Scolaro from Venezuela, he arrived here about 3 years ago. So he has had a whole lifetime in the symphony orchestra in Venezuela, but his son wanted to study in Spain, and the only way his son could study in Spain was if Jose and his wife up sticks and came to Europe, because they had to earn euros for him to study in Europe because of Venezuelan.
Okay, and Jose looked at Spain and said, "Oh no, I'm sick of the sun, so I'll move somewhere where it rains constantly and the skies are grey," and he came to Ireland.
It worked out that he got offers of work from a couple of music schools, because like one music school wouldn't, we're all trying to do this with portfolio careers, trying to make up an income from various activities, and Galway lined up for him. And yeah, the weather is tough for Jose. He needs a lot of coffee to overcome the Irish weather, God love him, but he's the most cheerful, passionate kind of, he brings that South American pizzazz. He plays that tango like he means it. Then we've Esther, is our cellist. She's from Hungary, and no more than Jose, she only came here a couple of years ago. Very little English when she came, with her family as well, again for reasons that are personal. Not everybody will come to Ireland because they want to, but they have to. And she had years in a symphony orchestra in Hungary. And of course, Hungary's got the most famous music education system in the world. She's an amazing cellist. Now, she's lucky. She has picked up a lot of gigging work as well as teaching work. So she's busy. We're actually lucky to get her these days because she's so busy. Then we've Tom Murphy, who's our violin too, and he's a Galwegian. He's our one and only Galwegian. And when I set it up originally, Sean, my son, played played viola because it gave him, he had finished in cool music, he was in college, and it gave him an outlet to play and get his music up to a professional playing standard. After all the years of driving your children around, you're like, you need to keep playing now that you're an adult. You don't
I didn't do all this for nothing.
Yeah, now he's going to away in Erasmus next year. So his very first teacher, Katerina Baker, is going to take over from him in the viola seat. She's the director of cool music as well. So it's a very esteemed and very international bunch we have, and that comes across in our playing and singing, I hope. And the crack is only mighty. Like, the concerts are very kind of informal and we just have the banter. You know, it's meant to be very salon style. It's not fussy.
Not stuffy and formal.
Yeah, no, yeah. Not remotely.
That is lovely to hear, and it sounds like you've good kind of camaraderie on stage with the group, the ensemble. But you're known for having that kind of good, camaraderie or rapport with audiences as well. How important is that connection during a live performance? That it isn't that kind of, there's no stuffy element. There can be a bit of crack and back and forth. Yeah,
I suppose I was always good at the public speaking. I mean, I tend to not prepare what I say. I just do it in the flow. I always like
the Donald Trump approach with better results.
Oh dear. But usually what comes out of me is reasonably relevant.
Doesn't cause international incidents.
But things happen, in like concerts. Like, for example, we did Rathfarnham Castle in Dublin a few weeks ago, and I just had a blank, and I forgot that there was 2 pieces yet to be done, and I said, and our next piece now is the Sound of Music medley, and Tom over in the quartet, Helen, and I'm going, what's wrong with you? He's going, you've forgotten. And I'm like, oh yeah, we have to do this one, and then no, not that one. Oh yeah, the other one. And sure, we all had a big laugh, and that's you just have to go with what's in the moment, but especially when you explain opera arias, because they're ridiculous, usually completely ridiculous, and people, they'll know the tune but they won't know what it's about. Everyone knows what the Lonely Goat Herd in The Sound of Music's about, but people don't necessarily know what Omeo Babino Caro is about. And
you're able to enlighten them.
You get a few laughs out of the audience, and if you don't, you work hard to get them, and you always do. You make it a little bit slightly outrageous without being Donald Trump-esque, keep it light, keep it good crack.
You want to avoid any kind of parallels with himself. So look, as I said, the concert's happening at St. Columba's Church here in Ennis on Saturday the 25th of April. If people want to get their hands on tickets, is it an Eventbrite?
Eventbrite as always, yeah. I have a page of my own on Eventbrite, and at this stage I just always use that because people are getting to know that that's where they get tickets for me. So they're €22, and then there's also a ticket for €10 for children, because this is I'm hoping that young string players might come with their parents. I'm hoping that young singers, teenage singers and that might come as well with their parents. So I'm keeping it low for kids to make it family friendly. But
lovely.
It's not so much a family concert, because it is 8 o'clock at night. It's quite late, but I know some of my own singing students are definitely coming, because this is the kind of stuff they want to hear me sing,
Well, I know some of the pieces will start, if not the time of the concert, the pieces you play will appeal some of them to younger people. I know we ensured our children were familiar with E.T. from as early an age as possible, so they'll recognise some of the pieces you're performing. So that is Helen Hancock with the Triskel Ensemble at St. Columba's Church in Ennis on Saturday the 25th of April. Head along to Eventbrite and get tickets. Helen, thank you so much for coming into us, and hopefully you get home in a less stressful manner than you arrived here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.